Um, my name is Vicente Esteban. My artistic name is Vinny Montag. This is how I sign my projects. And I'm going to talk about my game called Refugeoly. Refugeoly is a combination between Refugee and Monopoly because the game is inspired by the Monopoly template. The main objective of Refugeoly is to create awareness about the refugee situation and especially, or more specifically, about the journey that the refugees have to do from the country in conflict towards a safe country or a country of asylum. The main or the dynamics of the game is basically to put the players into the perspective or in the position of a refugee trying to arrive or reach a safe country. The dynamics works in different ways, but essentially the game has been designed in a way that the players don't have any decision making. You have to go through the game and navigate from the box number 0 to box number 39, which is home, which is asylum. And basically, it all depends on luck and chance. And that happens through the combination of the dice. You know, the dice will take you to a specific box, and that box will give you whether an option or it will force you to go somewhere else. And then you experience the different circumstances that the refugees have to go through. The game points out clearly all the circumstances that a refugee experiences through the journey. All the information to build the game was obtained through testimonies, real testimonies from refugees and volunteers in camps of Idomeni and El Pireo, so Greece, Turkey, and also in Morocco. So I managed to get in touch with them through a really good friend of mine that was covering and reporting the situation in these camps, especially in Turkey and Greece. So through conversations via Skype and WhatsApp, he managed to talk to people that were going or left their countries in conflict from Syria, Afghanistan, and other places. And they were all telling me the circumstances that they have to go through. Most of them are terrible and really dramatic. I avoided many of them because it was just too much to build the game. However, with this information, I was able to somehow chronologically build from A to Z the process of trying to get to a safe country. The context is basically around refugees, forced migrations, people in desperate situations that the only reason to come to a safe country, especially in Europe, which is the focus of the game, experience. And it's pretty tough. It's tremendously hard. However, in the game, it seems to be, it's quite playful and very direct. But once you read the situations of the boxes, you really realize, you know, how tough all this journey can be. The game is designed as a free common game, so it's totally free. You can just download it from the website of Refugeoly, and you have 3 files there. One is the table game itself. Then another one is the money that you have to print, because money is essentially one of the main purposes of the game, how much money you need to reach a safe country and to pay the mafia especially, which is pretty well highlighted in the game. And another important thing about, a booklet. And the booklet, inside of the booklet, you find all the information, the real information of these testimonies. Also statistics from different organizations like the UN or the Red Cross and some others. So it's quite specific, and you can really learn with facts what the situation is in every single box that you are going through. Regarding the formats of Refugeoly, well, in the website at the moment, you can only download and print the game in from A4 to A1. But when I work with collectives or organizations or communities or schools, I normally use a big format that can also be printed in A4 sheets, you know, all the boxes and the money. And then with this format that is pretty big, it's about 4 by 4 meters and can take around, well, maybe a max of 6 players at the same time to make it comfortable. Then you embody the refugee. Yeah, you really become the refugee. You are the token in the game. And that becomes really interesting because then you have a very, very real feeling of the situation that refugees have to go through. And that makes it quite interesting. References about the game. Well, to be honest, I'm not a game designer. I am a multidisciplinary designer, and I'm a lecturer in a university. So I work in different types of design and different disciplines. So for me, I'm not, as I said, a game designer. I cannot really tell much about, you know, mechanics and things like that. I've been learning through playing and testing the game. Another thing that is quite interesting is the distribution and more or less the journey of Refugeoly, which is pretty amazing, because it started as a brief, the response to a brief, when I was doing my master's in the Royal College of Art in London. From there, it became a game that has been shown and played in many different places and different countries. I got an amazing support from the Royal College of Art, also from Goldsmiths University, where I studied and also worked for many years. So they financed me to participate in conferences in Greece and other places. Also, Tabacalera in San Sebastian was a great supportive place, which helped me very much to test the game with people that joined to these sessions in the Summer Lab 3 years ago. Other organizations, La Casa Encendida in Madrid, I proposed them to play the game with them, and they offered me to play it with several schools of Madrid. That was really amazing, because I managed to not only to play, and I also managed to outsource a lot of information from the students in the way of surveys, in order to write my first academic paper about Refugeoly. What are the things? Well, the future of Refugeoly, or at the moment, what I'm trying to do is to turn Refugeoly into an online game. So build a separated page in which people can play online. So I will be able to outreach a wider public and create a bigger awareness, I guess, about the refugee situation. Also, another option that I have is, and I'm exploring, is to turn it into a big game, you know, that you can just roll out and play it in different places, like in vinyl or similar material, PVC. So you can play, as I said before, in the big, large format and experience the refugee situation with much more, with an embodiment. So those are the things I'm going to do now. As I said before, Refugeoly is a totally free game. There's no profit to be made with this. Sometimes I get paid by some organizations to play Refugeoly. With this income, what I try to do is to sustain the website and, for example, use this money to turn it into an online game. So I try to balance, you know, to play Refugeoly for free for some collectives, and when I'm paid, what I do is just to invest it and carry on creating awareness of this terrible situation. The best way to experience Refugeoly is by playing it and understanding how tough this situation, the circumstances can be for refugees, and that we can be, and also that we can be refugees at some point. It's clearly that. I hope you can enjoy playing Refugeoly. All the best. Thank you.